Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm actually going to read you guys something. I want to talk about being truly happy. And I know in my last video, I talked about being present and understanding that you have to enjoy every single step while you're striving for more. But I wanted to get into the topic of happiness and all that because I think it's really important. I think it's really important to understand that it does take getting there in order to be successful in anything that you do. So I'm just going to read you something. I follow this really awesome weight loss person on Instagram, and she really is really motivating to a lot of people. She has a lot of followers, and she herself has lost a lot of weight and has maintained it for a lot of years. And she's all about positivity and self-acceptance and acceptance of your body and all those things. So I think it's really important to follow people like that. If you're using social media, use it in a positive way. I know that people can get caught up in social media and comparing their lives to other people, or going on social media and then feeling badly about themselves. But if you use social media for positive things and to follow people that inspire you and people that support what you do in your life and are great examples for you and a great, kind of online support, then I think that social media can be a positive thing. I use social media for this channel. I use social media to talk about nutrition and weight loss and, living your life to the fullest and all those things. And since I started using social media for those things, and since I started being more positive and having a positive outlook and being truly happy with myself and accepting myself, everything has changed, including the way that I look at social media, the way that I look at my life and all those things. Everything in life, you can choose to look at positively or negatively, and that's up to you. You can go on social media and compare your life to someone else's life and to what someone else is posting, but is that really doing you any good? Is that making your life any better, comparing your life to anyone else's or thinking that their life is better than yours? I promise you, their life is not better than yours, and you're seeing what someone posts online. You're not seeing a reality of everyone's day-to-day. No one posts every single moment of their lives, and not everyone's life and every moment looks like an Instagram picture or something filtered with glitter and stars and dots and hearts. Life, that's not life. Life is not, a series of pictures on a screen. Everyone's life has a day-to-day. Everyone's life has good things. Everyone's life has bad things. And comparing your life to anyone else's is doing yourself a disservice. So she made a post, and I'm going to I took down some notes. I'm going to read it as, the notes that I took. She talks about being present, right now in your moment, in your current situation. And she writes, the only way to be truly happy long-term is to accept yourself and your process fully and to engage in every season of your life like it is part of the reward itself. Now, how amazing is that? I mean, really, I wrote it down and I actually screenshot the post because I was amazed about that. Because how many times do we think about weight loss, or do we think about something and then say, I'm going to reward myself when I get to 15 pounds down, 10 pounds down, when I get to my weight loss goal, or whatever it may be. I'm going to reward myself when. But not realizing that the process of working towards your goals and your everyday, day-to-day hard work, your sweat, your meal preps, the effort that you put in every single day is part of the reward. Every single day and minute that you are putting in work to better yourself is a reward, and you should look at it as a reward. And I thought, wow, that's mind-blowing. I actually never thought of it that way, that every day is a reward. I wait for those 5 weeks, to go by, to get on the scale, to weigh myself, to see a number drop, and I don't realize that there might be a 5-week weigh-in down the line that I don't drop any weight at all and I stay the same. Or there might be a 5-week weigh-in down the line that I gain weight, or something else happens that's not part, that's not the typical pattern that I've been having. And in those 5 weeks, or during that weigh-in, what am I going to do if the outcome is not what I want it to be? Am I going to sabotage everything I've done all these months just because one weigh-in didn't go the way that I wanted to? Or in those 5 weeks, my body just didn't move, the weight didn't move the way I wanted it to? No, I can't do that. Realistically, I have to understand that there may be times that I don't lose weight, or there may be times that I stay the same. And in the process of losing weight that is long and laborious and hard, I have to realize that it's not all going to be ups. There are going to be downs on the journey, and the road to success doesn't look like a straight line. There are many ups and downs, and I have to embrace the ups and celebrate the ups, and I have to be able to weather through the downs just as much with the same enthusiasm in order to have the next up, and in order to have the next achievement and accomplishment. I have to be able to accept every part of this journey. This journey isn't set up to be all butterflies and rainbows and kisses. This is not the reality of what it is. And is that the reality of anyone's life? Is everyone's life every single day happy and perfect and without, ups and downs? No, it's not. We do have happiness, and we have happy moments, and we have moments that are difficult, and problems that come up, and struggles and obstacles and all those things. And yet we still, get through those, and we still become better because of those things. And that's what we have to understand. What I really had to understand on this journey is preparing myself for the moments that are not going to be everything that I expect them to be, and to not go in fully with all these expectations. The only thing I can do every single day is do the best that I can, is to work as hard as I can, is to eat as clean as I can, to be as active as I can, to be positive, to have gratitude, to show gratitude towards myself, to show acceptance of myself, and really appreciate who I am and how far I've come, so that when those tough times come about, and when those moments come up that are not easy to deal with, that I will be strong enough to be able to get through those moments. And I will still maintain my happiness, because I know that my happiness isn't defined by a number on the scale, and I know that my happiness isn't defined by anything other than me and how I choose to react to everything that happens. So if I don't lose weight, or if something happens that I'm not able to exercise, or if I don't eat clean or something, anything that could happen that disrupts my normal flow, I have to have this constant within me that understands that my happiness comes from here, comes from inside. I have this constant within me that knows that I have to have a balance. I have to have this inner peace, and I have to know that life comes with ups and downs, as does this journey, as does weight loss, as does relationships, as does everything. Whether we're dealing with family, whether we're dealing with friends or loved ones or partners or children, we know that our children are not perfect angels every single day. And we know that our partners don't do everything that we want them to do or act the way we want them to every single day. And it's not perfect. It's a journey. It's a process. And you learn to embrace that process and accept the process for whatever it is. So you stay in your own lane. You do what you need to do. You adjust where you need to adjust, whether that's your attitude that you need to adjust, whether that's your workouts or your food or your meal plans that you need to adjust. You need to make those adjustments on your journey and along your path, because sometimes we need to adjust, and sometimes we need to change it up, and sometimes we need to take a step back and reflect. The only thing that you can't do is quit. So if you quit, you are just giving up. You can't give up. Like, you literally can't. I've been there. I've given up. It's the worst feeling in the world. Think of the worst feeling in the world and add to that, it is literally the worst feeling in the world. There's a quote that I read. It says, it may be a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. And it really, really won't. It never has for me. Quitting has only set me back. Starting over has always been the most difficult thing to do, because you have to fight yourself. You have to fight all your feelings of self-doubt. You have to fight that feeling of hopelessness and all that stuff. You have to get through past all those negative thoughts and all those negative feelings, and you know, with a heavy heart and heavy feet, like strive towards something better and start over from day one. And starting over isn't the worst thing in the world, because at least you're starting over. But staying in the process when you're already there is so much easier than starting over. I hope you understand what that means. So when the journey gets hard, what is that quote? When the going gets tough, the tough get going, or whatever, something like that. It's going to get tough. It's going to get hard. There's going to be moments that are just going to test you like nothing has ever tested you before. This journey can be a lonely journey. There's moments that I feel extremely lonely and extremely emotional, but I still know that lonely, emotional, or whatever I'm feeling, I have to feel those things doing what I need to do for myself. So, and that's where the happiness comes in. When you know that you're truly happy with yourself and you've built that relationship with yourself, you can deal with your attitude. You can deal with those moments where you just don't feel like going and you don't feel like doing what you need to do, because within yourself, you have the happiness and you have the tools to be able to check yourself and adjust your attitude and change your way of thinking in order to get yourself back up and say, okay, enough is enough. I'm going. You know, I had a momentary glitch of just thinking that I don't want to go, and I'm so glad that I came. After every workout, even the ones that I didn't want to show up for, I always feel better after I go. After every healthy meal that I prep that I didn't want to cook, I always feel satisfied and healthy that I did those things and that I nourished my body. Everything you do that's healthy for yourself is part of that self-love that you created and part of that self-care. It's so important to love yourself and care for yourself and respect yourself, because if you don't do all those things, you cannot expect anyone in your life to care about you if you can't care about yourself. Your friends will not care about you. Your family will not care about you. Your loved ones, your partner, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your children, they cannot care about you and they cannot love you and respect you because you cannot do those things for yourself. So you can't expect anyone else in your life to do the things that you need to do for yourself for you. It's impossible.